胸が熱くなった。
What's good, anime enthusiasts? Welcome to the thrilling conclusion to Candlewoods, the fourth episode that finally wraps up this entire terrible death game that Yuki went through, and we can finally see what truly made her change her lifestyle. And after watching it, oh yeah, I can see why she wanted to change some things. She was pushed to the brink, to the point to where even she went to that in between place where she felt like she was on death's door, and hers was completely different than the other girls. We'll get back to that in a moment, because that has some strange implications, I want to say. Also some weird things with timing and how things are structured for this anime. We'll also get into that. But for the most part, this episode serves to wrap up Candlewoods in entirety and gives us a little bit of a sneak into what happened to Yuki afterwards, and a very surprise twist at the end that made me feel some type of way. So why don't we jump into this? So the episode begins in a very harrowing, normal manner, to where Yuki and Kyara are having a nice conversation. Yuki's like, "Hey, why are you in your stump outfit? Why aren't you in your bunny outfit?" And Kyra's like, "I like loose fitting better." And it's just this, they're having somewhat of a quote unquote casual conversation, but they both are ready to fight. And Yuki asks the $1 million question: why did you do all this? And Kyara doesn't deflect, but more posing the answer, saying, "Hey, you had opportunity to kill while playing these games. Even if you didn't kill them, the opportunity was still there. You still had the chance. Have you ever kicked a chair across the room?" And then Yuki immediately interrupts, answering the question, "Oh, so you're just venting your frustrations?" And then Kyra's like, "Doesn't that make you feel better?" And Yuki, hearing that, looking down at Hakushi, and she gets a little heated. It's like, "Oh, so this is why my mentor died? This is how she was defeated?" And Kyra said, "Hey, she was weak. She couldn't even move properly with her body. Something was wrong in the inside." You can see that little pink stuff or whatever that was in the fluff. So yeah, fatigue already caught up to Hakushi. And Kyra even goes on further. It's like, "Hey, she made a lot of money. She should have probably quit." And no more dialogue after that. Kyra rushes Yuki, and they get to scrapping. And Yuki manages to land a shot onto Kyra's face, knocking her down. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, all right." Well, kind of a little bit anticlimactic. Something else must be coming up. Somebody must be coming out of the woodworks. But Yuki moves in to check. We don't see any wounds or anything. She checks with an empty gun. Then Kyra just rises up like the undead demon that she is and slashes at Yuki, like blinding her in one eye. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then Kyra just taps her head, and you hear this metal sound. She has an armored skull. And Yuki's like, "Yo, is that legal? Isn't that unfair?" I'm sorry, Yuki. You just got outsmarted. That was a smart cheat, if it was one. And Kyra and Yuki square off once again, and they like fight to this waltzing music. It's not funny, it's scary. It's like they're quite literally dancing on knife's edge. Yuki is holding her own for a moment, and she manages to land like a glancing blow against Kyra's neck, but doesn't stop her. But unfortunately, Yuki gets stabbed into their midsection. It looks fatal, it looks lethal. And then Yuki just falls to the ground, and Kyra just praises Yuki. And Kyra's like, I can tell what you are, Yuki. You and I are similar. This world is comfortable this world is comfortable to live in. You can practically do whatever you want, kill whoever you want. Even cute girls adore me for what I do. And then Kyara just lays it on thick. It's like, hey Yuki, you just want to die in this world. And Yuki, hearing that, internally she wants to reject what Kyra is saying, but she didn't have what it took to do it. So after that, the ending song plays and a fake credit scene plays. We see the names of people rising up across this backdrop, and Yuki is just standing there. And what it feels like, it's like this little midsection here, it feels like acceptance. Like Yuki is about to cross over, after she took that stab wound, and she's reflecting on herself. She calls herself a ghost. She was already dead. She doesn't care what reason she plays these games for. She'll just wander, drift off elsewhere. She'll disappear. She'll accept this fact. And as Kyra said, like, you just want to die in this world, and this is the Yuki that Kyra laid it on thick for. Like, this is it. This is over. We're about to end. But we don't get that. What we get is we see a younger version of Yuki waking up in a mansion with a lantern. She walks through the lantern and she walks into the very room from Ghost House where Aoi died. And she sees Aoi. And this whole entire sequence, while Yuki is in this liminal white space, is Yuki slowly having everything weigh down on her, like weighing in. She is remembering all of these past conversations that she had with these girls that she interacted with. Now, while Yuki isn't saying anything, these girls are repeating what they've said to Yuki and what Yuki has said to them. First is Aoi, then it's Kinko, and then it goes on. And it even shows girls that Yuki didn't have like too much interaction with, like Benya and Momono. And even beyond that, it's every single girl that Yuki has interacted with. And all these conversations, it really pulls on you. It's like, wow, I have went through all of these games and all of these girls have fallen before me, whether it be my fault or someone else's, or I tried to help them but they couldn't escape. Those who still lived and those who have perished. All of these remarkable and memorable moments, they start to pull at Yuki. And for some of them, like, she cries as she remembers them. And even Moigi has a moment, especially as it highlights the end of the Nightjar story. It's still burning to this day, the Nightjar, the star. And it's being repeated over and over and over. And as it does so, the other girls that Yuki interacted with, they also say it. It's still burning to this day. And it crescendos and it gains more and more and more, up until the point to where Hakushi appears and asks Yuki the very same question. Why do you play these games? No answer is given by Yuki, but Hakushi has a feeling that Yuki knows the answer. And the fake ending screen that we see, it starts reversing. Okay, Yuki's about to come back. And when Yuki comes to the real world, not in that little space, she rises up and she gets that Zenkai boost, the anime boost. I am Hakushi's student. I will carry on her will. I will beat 99 games. I will live in this world. So let's get to scrap. And while they're fighting, Hakushi and Yuki's voice are heard as they're having a conversation that they've had before this whole entire thing. that Hakushi says that Yuki must believe and learn to affirm, as in to like really impose herself. And Yuki must do that if she wants to keep playing for longer than Hakushi, since there's a limit. Since there is a limit to her current, survival playstyle. Yuki should learn to trust, not to just doubt. And that does, appear in the other games that Yuki have played in right after Candlewoods. She started to trust more. She started to help more rather than, well, she still has that survival instinct, but more of having that, altruistic play style, trusting others to the fullest extent as she could to help them, to then they will help her later. And of course, towards the end of the fight, Yuki has an idea as she runs over to the Tanuki doll after kicking off Kyara. And within the Tanuki doll was a gun. And Yuki makes one last stand as she runs at Kyara, firing on multiple shots. And she finally defeats her. That's it. Kyara ain't moving anymore. And then after that, it's Kyara's turn to finally have her little moment in the liminal space. And she sees Morgie. And then Morgie gives her a hug. And then Kyara sheds a tear, saying, I love you. Aww. That's unfortunate. But hey, we win. We're okay. We're surviving. Oh no, the stump. Hey, that's Achan. Achan standing over Yuki. But But Achan's already killed 5 rabbits. But Achan just wants to be done with everything. She doesn't want to fight Yuki. She's done. It's game over for her. And of course, that is it. Game's over. Truly, the only survivors from that game are Yuki and Achan. It's one of the worst games ever. All because of Kyara's existence. Like, defeating everybody else, going 1v90 against the whole entire... both teams. But after the game, we follow Yuki. And this is Yuki doing the changing of her lifestyle, changing her perspective. And she starts with small things. You can previously saw that her room was messy. Now she's cleaning it up and doing other things. And she gets a school uniform and she thinks about going to school and she's going outside. And this is our moment to actually see a little bit more of the outside. We actually get to see people just going about their daily lives. So it's not just like a despondent, dead world. There's actually like life to it. Now, currently this is, after the 9th game for Yuki, but there still is life to the world within these dark games. And these final few moments of scenes, Yuki feels the warmth of the outside world and it instills her resolve to live in this world where she is a player and to beat 99 games. Nice.
Hold it!
But we're not done yet, folks. So the end credits do play, but it's not the usual one. We actually see the workers cleaning up all the bodies of defeated players and all the sections of Candlewoods. Okay, it's fine, it's okay. So why is there an agent that is standing over somebody? We don't get to see that somebody, but the agent's saying, hey, I'm here to pick you up. The game is over. That agent is standing over Hakushi. But agent, Hakushi's dead. What are you talking about? Why are you talking to a dead body? Don't you realize it yet? You don't have to pretend to be dead anymore. Hakushi opens up her eyes. She looks to the side. And she's like, oh, it's over already, huh? Ain't no way Hakushi lived through that. I told my coworker about this episode. And I was like, when you see Hakushi spread out on the ground, white fluff everywhere, rib cage exposed, just like how Kyara defeated every other girl, like Kyara having fun with cotton snow with your own, there is no way How could she live through that? But she did. How? I wanna know. It. She got a second heart. You got a third liver. She got a fifth spleen or something. Tell me. I need to know. But nah, that was it. This is the closing remark for the episode. Now I do want to spin back to the liminal white space and the oddity that it is. So why we're seeing Aoi, Kinko, Benya, Momona, everybody from scrap building and golden bathhouse, when Yuki is getting this Zenkai boost in the 9th game, Candlewoods? Like, where is she getting all these memories from? Like, it's not future proofing. No, I get it. I understand that, Yuki getting that boost afterwards, but why is she remembering the future in the past? So I don't know if this is some weird time nonsense or one thing or another, or this might be of one of those one of these unreliable narrator type of things, because in the beginning of the episodes, Yuki does talk to herself in first and third person, like she is the own narrator of her own story and she is telling her story through her. So that might be a thing. Is, we don't see any of the other girls that she's interacted with like before Candlewoods. Sumiyaki, that she makes sense to see and have the conversation with. Hakushi makes sense because those are the only two that we know of that happened during Candlewoods or before. So that's one oddity that I have. It's a powerful moment. It's just the structure of it doesn't really hold up well for that, and it lets it down a little bit. But it's still there. Which didn't but other than that, the anime was chill. This almost felt like a ending to the anime itself, because Yuki said the magic title saying, I'll be playing death games to put food on the table. That's cool, but there's still a little bit more left. I don't know what the 12th episode was gonna come. Oh, I did have a little prediction that the 12th episode gives us a broader outlook on what the outside world is. So hopefully that is the case. But if nothing else, I don't know what Hakushi's doing. I don't know if Yuki would know that Hakushi lived through that, unless Hakushi is doing something else, and then she'll meet Yuki in the final 99th death game and they get to have a duel for the ages. I don't know. We'll see what happens next week for the final episode. If nothing else, y'all comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about the episode below. Let me know what y'all think about the, structure of seeing some of the death games before we get to Well, it makes sense for us to see if story-wise that we get, Ghost House, and then we jump back to scrap building, build that out, go for the Mishiro story arc, which then leads us into Golden Bow House to finish that out. And then through all of that, we get little teasers and snippets and callbacks to Candlewoods, this terrible death game. So after we finish focusing on Mishiro, let's go all the way back to Candlewoods, go through it out, develop Yuki, and see why she acts like in Ghost House and Golden Bathhouse. That sort of thing. I'll marinate on that a little bit more, and I'll probably have a better opinion for the final review next week. So we'll see how that goes. But if nothing else, hope all of you have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is. With that, we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.